It's my pleasure to welcome and introduce our speaker for our first What's Up Downtown breakfast this morning, Dane County Executive Melissa Agard. County Executive Agard was born and raised in Madison, Wisconsin, is a graduate of East High School and the University of Wisconsin-Madison. A lifelong Madison resident, Melissa is a proud mom to 4 sons and lives on Madison's north side. A former small business owner and Dane County Board Supervisor, Agard was first elected to the State Assembly in November of 2012 and served 5 terms in the Wisconsin State Legislature, where she was elected to the State Senate in November of 2020 and was chosen unanimously by her colleagues to serve as the Senate Democrat leader in November of 2022. County Executive Agard has a long track record as a strong progressive voice in our community. During her tenure in office, Agard was introduced legislation to increase wages, provide health care access to all Wisconsinites, and create equity in our communities. She also worked in a bipartisan manner to get many pieces of pragmatic legislation passed during her time in the legislature. Melissa was elected Dane County Executive in November of 2024. Dane County is the 2nd largest county in the state of Wisconsin and has the highest private sector job and population growth in Wisconsin. The county executive is excited to serve the 600,000 people and growing who call Dane County home. This morning, County Executive Agard will come up to provide an update on the work Dane County is doing to support downtown, economic development, and tourism in our community. Please, let's give a huge welcome to Dane County Executive Melissa Agard.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you all have had enough coffee, but I bet you there's more out there if you need another refill. I started my morning by setting off the alarm on my house, so it was very exciting, and I'm hoping that the rest of my day is a little less exciting after that. I want to pass appreciation on to each and every one of you for being here with us today. I am thrilled to stand before you and have the opportunity to talk about our exciting future in Dane County as we continue to grow and lead the way, not only in the state of Wisconsin, but across the Midwest. I want to pass on a special thank you to Jason and John for the invitation and for organizing this fantastic event, and for Amy and her staff here at the Edgewater for hosting us. And for those of you that I have not had the opportunity to meet yet, I am in fact Melissa Agard, and I'm the county executive here in Dane County. And I'm excited to walk you through this presentation this morning. I'm going to cover a few key topics. I'll start off with a little bit of an introduction about myself and our shared values. I'll talk about the significant growth here in Dane County and what we are expecting and what it means for each and every one of us that calls Dane County home and appreciates the opportunity to live, work, and play here. I'm going to focus my presentation on 2 major infrastructure projects that will impact downtown Madison and our continued prosperity here in Dane County and in Wisconsin. The Dane County Regional Airport and the Alliant Energy Center and the redevelopment, including the exhibition hall expansion, as well as the importance of fiscal responsibility as we tackle these priorities, because I know that is my #1 job, is to make sure that your tax dollars are stewarded through our community and invested in the best ways possible. So a little bit about me. I am a lifelong Dane County resident. I was born at UW Hospital back in the day when they did have labor and delivery. And I am the proud mom of 4 amazing sons. It's how I define myself. I attended Madison East High School and then on to UW-Madison. I always dreamed of being a Badger, and I am so proud of being able to wear that on my lapel. I served on the county board for 2 terms from 2010 to 2014 and chaired the Health and Human Needs Committee. As a kid who grew up here in Dane County and benefited from human services so that I knew my dreams matter and my family could be successful, I knew that was the committee that I belonged on when I was first elected to the county board. I was then elected to the state assembly and served 4 terms in the assembly from 2012 to 2021 when I was elected to the state senate. After serving in the Senate for a couple years, I stepped into leadership and was unanimously elected by my peers to serve as the Senate Democratic leader. Throughout my career, I have worked very hard to advance policies and strengthen our community to provide real opportunities for the people that call our community home. And today, more than ever, I remain deeply committed to making smart, strategic investments that will move Dane County forward and provide increased quality of life and opportunity for every single one of us and our friends and neighbors. It's no secret. People have been talking about this for a bit. Dane County is projected to grow by 38% by 2050. That's a lot of new friends and neighbors for every single one of us. And I think we can all use more friends. Think about that. We live in such an amazing and spectacular place that more people are wanting to move into Dane County than any other place in the state of Wisconsin. They want to add Dane County and the experiences that we provide here to their family's story, because we really do live in the best place possible. At the same time, we know that this is growth that brings people, workers, and opportunity into our community, but it also brings challenges. We need to be focusing on our transportation infrastructure. How are we going to get these people around? We already know that housing access is a challenge here in our community. Here, more than anywhere else, we value environmental protections. Recreational opportunities are vitally important because that's how we know that we can retain our young people. Folks, my oldest son is in New York. I would love to be able to bring him back home, and I am sure that many of you share similar stories there. We need to make sure that we are planning in a smart way that doesn't pick winners and losers, because at the end of the day, Dane County includes Marshall and Primrose and Mazomanie and Cambridge, and everywhere in between. It's not just the urban centers of our community. And we know that the families that are here and those that we want to come here need more options for childcare in ways to ensure that their kids have every opportunity possible. So I know that we need to be proactive in addressing this list of needs and others to ensure a high quality of life for every single one of us. At the same time, ensuring that we're taking care of the most vulnerable friends and neighbors that live here as well. So as we move forward and we invest in our future, as I mentioned earlier, fiscal responsibility and a fiscal lens remains my administration's #1 priority. We face difficult budgetary times ahead of us, not only due to the federal funding uncertainties and the chaos that's in Washington, D.C., the fact that our sales tax revenues here in Dane County are not growing in the same way they were during the pandemic, and the end of ARPA funds. In addition, our state legislature is trying to find their way with the new balance that is there, but it is unlikely that they're going to be providing a lot of assistance to local governments. We know and are grateful for the shared revenue fixes that were made in the last legislative budget. There is work that needs to continue happening there. So despite these challenges, we are gritty. Dane County is full of amazing people who dream and innovate and know that when there are challenges before us, that we take them on, head forward with the sight of opportunity. We have a track record of continuing progress and lifting one another up in the most difficult of times. And we're going to make sure that that continues to happen, because that's what I call the Dane County way. The Dane County way is one where we see one another and we dream and we believe of what can be, and we realize that the challenges that are before us are not there to stop us, but things that we need to navigate around with one another through trusting relationships that we continue to build. We find a way to make things happen, even when there are hurdles placed before us. That's the Dane County way. So my administration, I pledge to you, will be gritty, it will be creative, it will be tenacious. We're going to make sure that we invest smartly while being responsible, because those are your dollars that we are spending. I am a firm believer that every constituent in Dane County is my boss. And I don't forget that with any decision that I make. So, where do we start to make progress while being financially wise? I'm going to start at the airport. Our airport is a critical gateway for business, tourism, economic development, and it is thriving. Maybe some of you saw the article that was in the Cap Times just yesterday. In 2024, the Dane County Regional Airport served 2.35 million passengers. That's the second highest year in airport history. The travel demand has fully returned to pre-pandemic levels, and it continues to grow. We have nonstop flights being added to key destinations like Denver, Phoenix, Washington, D.C., and Orlando, strengthening our connectivity to the rest of the world. And we have increased passenger traffic, and that translates to more visitors supporting our hotels, our restaurants, our businesses, and increasing our sales tax dollars. That provides a direct boost to our economy and to downtown Madison. So what's next at the airport? Currently, Dane County is a disadvantage compared to other regional airports because we have not secured the international designation. Folks, airports in Des Moines, Iowa, and Grand Rapids, Des Moines, Iowa, and Grand Rapids, Michigan, sorry, I had my cadence off there, two similar size metropolitan areas have already received their international designation, and they're outpacing us with annual passenger growth. In Wisconsin, Appleton, Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Sheboygan are all international airports. They're not capital cities. These airports have positioned themselves as regional hubs by securing the international flights and streamlining the customs clearance process. With international designations, we can handle direct international flights, bringing new visitors into Dane County, opening up business opportunities, and providing the opportunity for folks to spend their dollars as tourists in our very special community. In addition, we can streamline security and customs, making travel easier for international businesses as well as leisure travelers. Enhanced global business connections, attracting international companies and trade partners to invest in Dane County will also happen with this designation. Bottom line, we're missing out on economic opportunity. Without the international status, Madison's travelers must fly to Chicago or Minneapolis or another hub before going abroad. Airports with international designations see higher passenger volumes, which leads to airline investments, more routes, more flights, larger aircrafts, and folks, the opportunity for our costs of tickets in Dane County to decrease. Stronger business travel and tourism attract international conventions, sporting events, and more corporate headquarters. Higher revenue for local businesses and more passengers mean more spending in our hotels, our restaurants, and our entertainment venues. So what's next? Dane County is actively pursuing international designation for our airport. We're working with our federal and industry partners to make this be a reality. This will position Dane County as a business and tourism hub for the whole Midwest. If Des Moines and Grand Rapids can do it, Dane County's growth and economic potential and their demand will take us to the next step. Not just to keep up, but we will lead the way with this change. As I campaigned for this position throughout the last more than a year, I heard a lot about the Alliant Energy Center. What can be done there to modernize and maximize our opportunities here in Dane County? Many people don't realize the Alliant Energy Center is part of the county portfolio. It's not just a venue or a campus. I see it as a major economic engine for Dane County. I see it as a place that in 10 years families will go to recreate and spend time. I see it as a place where people who are not here in Dane County will want to come and be. The Alliant Energy Center has the opportunity to be a premier destination for concerts, culture events, trade shows, and sporting events. It can draw visitors from across our region, generate economic benefits for downtown Madison and across Dane County, and share goals with the Madison Lakeway Project to strengthen our downtown connectivity and our community engagement. We define ourselves by our lakes and our waterways, and the Alliant Energy Center is right there. Similarly, the Veterans Memorial Coliseum is more than just a building. It's part of Dane County's history. For those of you that grew up here, I'm sure you get a smile on your face when you think about what it is that you experienced in the walls of the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. So for decades, the Coliseum has been the heart of live entertainment in Madison, hosting some of the biggest names in music and culture. Elvis Presley, Billy Idol, Green Day, MC Hammer, and other legendary acts have performed there. And I'm gonna save you from trying to sing out some of the lines of my favorite songs from those artists. But did you all know that there's a plaque on East Washington Avenue honoring Elvis Presley? He was here performing and stopped to break up a fight. And we memorialized it, because that's the Dane County way, with a plaque. These buildings provide unforgivable experiences for the people of Dane County. They are part of our connection. They're part of our heritage and our community, and we want to be able to provide that opportunity for generations to come. I believe now is the time to honor that history by investing in the Coliseum and the AEC campus and our future. Dane County will pursue a public-private partnership, a P3, in order to fund this project. A request for proposal will be issued in 2025 to assess the market's viability. Construction could begin as early as 2026, with completion in 2027, 2028. In addition, the expansion of the exhibition hall, another key feature, is part of securing the long-term success and sustainability at the Alliant Energy Center campus. The Alliant Energy Center is home to globally renowned events like the World Dairy Expo and the Horse Fair. This expansion will ensure that we maintain and strengthen those partnerships with vital community leaders. These events bring thousands of visitors into Madison and Dane County every single year. They drive our tourism and our business growth, and they provide national recognition for our entire community. When people come to Dane County, they mention and do not forget about how hospitable and kind we are to them. I am confident that we can create momentum and synergy by creating this public-private partnership at the Coliseum while continuing to plan for the exhibition hall expansions. The addition of meeting and event space will make Madison and Dane County a more competitive host for major events. For example, when the Cole Center is pursuing the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championships, the Alliant Energy Center can host the coaches' meetings and supporting events that go along with it. This type of synergy makes the campus renovation exciting, transformative, and a change maker for our whole community. Dane County is growing, and we must be strategic and bold in planning for our future. We can't be afraid of dreaming. We need to plan for smart strategic growth. We need to protect our towns and villages and our century farms, but also invest in opportunities for people here. We need to make fiscally responsible decisions and investments, while not forgetting the core mission of the county in taking care of our most vulnerable friends and neighbors. We can expand the airport's reach, and we can revitalize our Alliant Energy Center campus. We've got the team to do it. It is an exciting time to be leading Dane County into its future. I know that every single person in this room today is here because you care so deeply about downtown Madison and our community as a whole. And as someone who grew up in downtown Madison, I'm right here with you. Please know you have a partner in Dane County in our office. I will lead our county into the future with integrity, an eye on economic development, a belief in expanding our opportunity, a commitment to creativity and bolstering our downtown, and the way our county government touches and serves people. Because I know that this will drive our region forward and invest in our economy. I look very much forward to being able to continue to work together with every single one of you. Now more than ever, we need to build that foundation of trust. We can protect our way of life and what it is that matters to folks here, while there is chaos elsewhere. Because we are people who see one another for who we are, and we know what it is that we can do when we link arms and dream about a better future. A stronger future that is more connected and provides more opportunity for people. I am thrilled to be your county executive. I was honored to be asked to present here today, and I will be sticking around and happy to answer questions and mingling with folks as you get on with the rest of your day. Thank you, Jason, again, for the invitation to be here.
Thank you very much, County Executive Melissa Agard, for your leadership in economic development in downtown. And personally, thank you. I chair the Dane County Regional Airport Commission, and thank you for your leadership in Dane County, and thank you for your leadership to Alliant Energy Center. It's not downtown, but the connections to downtown are inextricable, and they provide so much economic impact for our community here in the downtown. So we are so thankful for your continued vision, you, Kevin, and the entire team at the Alliant Energy Center. So thank you. On behalf of everyone at DMI, we really do appreciate all your hard work. So thank you. And thank you to all of you for joining us here today. As the county executive mentioned, she will stay after to answer any questions up here in the front. Hopefully we'll see you at another DMI event soon. But before that, we want to make sure to thank our sponsors again. Thank you, Dan and the team at Carlson Black, O'Callahan, and Battenberg for all of your leadership. Ho Chunk Gaming, Madison, JP Cullen, Lake Ridge Bank, Urban Land Interest, Myron Construction, in particular, Jack, and the Edgewater Hotel. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for your support of downtown Madison.